Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're at the Natural History Museum of Utah, and we're going to examine the differences between the Australopithecus and some of those earlier hominins with the later hominins in the Homo genus. So right here we have a wall of all the different earlier hominins and some of the later hominins as well. The first ones we're going to start with is the Australopithecus. They don't have a skull, unfortunately, for this. I don't know if they just never had one or whether it ended up disappearing or something like that, but I'll just go ahead and go over a few of their characteristics. So they were very ape-like. They had a small brain and large projecting face. Like a lot of these earlier hominins, that's a really primitive characteristic that a lot of them have in common. So there were populations distributed over a wide area of East Africa between 4 to 2 million years ago in the Pliocene era. They lived in open habitats near edges of the forest. They were around 3.5 feet tall, and they were fully bipedal, one of the requirements to be considered a hominin. Lucy is a famous Australopithecus that a lot of people know of. There's no evidence of tool use yet, and they ended up disappearing about 1.5 million years ago. Then we're going to go ahead, we can move down. Okay, so here's another Australopithecus that they do have a skull for. This is the afarensis. So there's kind of like a good example of what those might have looked like, or what their skulls looked like a while back. So let's see, this is the Paranthropus here, 2.7 to 2.3 million years ago. And they were a little bit taller, about 4 feet 7 inches in height. They had a large sagittal crest. That's one of the most pronounced things on these guys here. They had really broad teeth, highly worn, robust enamel. They were probably used for chewing up ground grasses, tough plants like that. They were good at grinding, but they weren't very good at processing meat. They ended up disappearing around 1.5 million years ago. So this guy is he's a huge marker in evolution, Homo habilis, known as the handyman. First hominin to be discovered with very primitive tools. They were it's really hard to identify these. A layman is probably not going to be able to go into the field and pick up that rock and really realize that it's a tool, because they're not like the arrowheads that we find in later species. These guys had rapid brain expansion. They have the smaller teeth that are tucked up more into the skull. Their teeth are more capable of shearing and chewing meat. They were about 4 feet high. So we'll move on here, and this is when we really start seeing similarities looking more like modern humans. So this is the Homo erectus skull. This is the modern Homo sapiens skull. You can see that they're very, very similar. Homo erectus was around between 1.8 million years ago and 300,000 years ago. So they lived for a long time. The first to leave Africa. Clear brain expansion. They were the first to, they're the first that we have evidence for of using fire. They survived a lot of ice ages, and they've been found, fossils have been found distributed widely across Africa, Europe, and Asia. These are the Homo neanderthalis here. Those guys were found in Europe and the Middle East. Also survived multiple ice ages. They adapted really well to the cold, and this is where we likely got a lot of our European features, blue eyes, red hair, stuff like that. They often hunted large animals, woolly mammoths and stuff. So these later ones, like the Homo sapiens, Neanderthalis, Floriensis, these guys lived at the same time. Some of them probably had contact with each other, probably mated with each other. Again, European features, probably how we got those. So that's about it for the comparing and contrasting some of these later hominins with the early hominin ancestors. This is a pretty cool trip. It was really awesome to examine some of the cranial morphology and just kind of seeing how that evolved over time. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much.